Hey Run Junkies, summer is upon us, and for those of us training, racing, and living in warmer climates means that we have a shift in our running. When temperatures rise, we need to take the time to step back, evaluate our running, and make adjustments as necessary. So today, let's talk about running in the heat. Running when it's warm out means our bodies have to work harder to stay cooler. We sweat and we respirate, and blood is pumping to the muscles to do that work. Between the radiant heat from the sun and the reflected heat from the surfaces upon which we are running, that hot air is coming at us from all sides. Muscles run out of fuel faster. Lactic acid builds up in those tissues faster. Now here's a possible example. Your 90-minute March run when it's 50 degrees outside might feel exactly the same and wear you out just as much as a 30-minute run in 75-degree heat in June. All of the research is basically pointing to about 50 degrees being that sweet spot. So unless it's 50 degrees outside, you might be running a bit slower than you like. So for example, for every 10-degree increase in temperature, you can expect a 1.5 to 3% decrease in speed. So for example, let's say you can run a 10-minute mile at 55 degrees. If that temperature climbs up to about 65 degrees, you could be expecting 11 30-minute miles or even slower. But let's also talk about what we mean by heat. If you live in the southeast United States, then you have high temperatures and humidity to contend with. If you live in the southwest United States, we're talking hot, but very bone dry. Either condition comes with its own challenges. If it's humid, think after a tropical rain, your body is sweating, but that sweat isn't evaporating as fast to keep you cool. However, if you live in the southwest where it's very dry, you have the opposite problem. So the sweat is evaporating so quickly that it's still keeping you cool, but you're getting dehydrated and losing electrolytes. So depending on where you live, you want to take that humidity factor into consideration as well. Okay, so big deal. It's warm out. I want to go running. If you're training for a fall event, those runs are important, especially the long runs. But think of it this way. Your paces may slow down when it's warm out, but as the weather cools closer to your fall race, you might find those paces pick back up again. Since those paces are most important on race day, try to do the best you can during your training without overdoing it. Now it is possible to get used to it. Acclimatizing yourself to running in the heat can be a mental and physical challenge, but it is possible. So if you want to acclimate to that heat, there are ways you can do that. Set yourself up to run 5 to 10 times for an hour or more over the course of a couple of weeks. Your body will start to adapt to that, maybe even within the first few days. But take those runs a little slower, make sure you're hydrated and you're bringing water and electrolyte drink with you. When you do get used to it, there are some amazing things that your body will do. You will sweat sooner but slower. Your muscles will use fuel, glycogen, more efficiently. Your heart rate may start out higher during those first few runs, but as your body adapts, that average heart rate will come down. In order to acclimate your body to the heat though, it is important that we understand a few things. You have to adjust your pace expectations. If you go into a run when it's 75 degrees and humid out and expect the same pace as when you had that early spring run at 50 degrees when it was nice and cool, you might be setting yourself up for just a mental blow. And it's very disheartening if we're trying to make those expectations match. Let go of the pace expectations and run by feel. Remind yourself that everyone around you that is running in those conditions is dealing with the exact same thing. We're all suffering. Before you know it, the warm weather training will reap benefits when you come to your fall races. Just make sure you are well hydrated and well dressed for those warm temperatures. Running in the summertime is challenging, but it can be done effectively. If you would rather just take the summer off of running, hit the bike, or hit the pool, you will still see the cardiovascular benefits when you come back to running and lace up in the fall. My question for you today is this: how do you deal with running in the summertime? What are some of the tips you've learned? Please leave thoughts, questions, comments, and and suggestions in the comment section down below. And as always, give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Don't forget to subscribe for more from Running with Grace, and check out these videos right here for more tips. That's it for me today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Go find your awesome. Until next time, stay cool and happy running.